When you're using your own video player, it's really important that when someone clicks on the play button, that the videos start playing immediately. And because people watch videos on big screens like this one and also on mobile screens, it's important to have your video in a couple of different formats. One that looks good on a big screen and one that also looks good on a mobile device. But it has to be a much smaller video if you want it to start playing immediately. And so in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make both kinds of videos, and hopefully your video player will allow you to accommodate both of these kinds of videos. And for this, obviously, we're going to use Handbrake. So let's go ahead and open up Handbrake, and we'll choose our video that we're going to play with. Now, I have chosen a video that has a lot of motion constantly going on inside of it. Let's watch this for a second. So there's constant motion in this video. It's a 4K video. It's 712 megabytes, 13 seconds long, 4096 by 2304. That's the 4K spec. We're going to create a version of this video that's full HD, 1920 by 1080, so that it will play, really on any browser. But then we're also going to make a 640 by 360 version, and we're going to see then what happens. The size of this video is going to be much, much smaller than it is now. So let's go ahead and get started by making our 1920 by 1080 version first. So we'll click on Open, open it up in Handbrake. Now, remember that we want to make the smallest possible video without losing any quality. And I want you to see the version of Handbrake that we're using here now. As you can see here, I'll also put this in the description below the video so you can see what this is. So you know that this will work with yours probably. Now, the other thing that we're going to do is make sure that we don't have to worry about advanced options. We're not going to use any advanced options at all. Now, if your version of Handbrake is showing advanced options, well, that's because of how you have selected the preferences. So if you go to Advanced, if you click on Show Advanced Encoder Options tab, you'll see, how that shows up down here. We're just not going to even use it anymore. The reason is that Handbrake has made so many advances in the last year or so that it's not really necessary, so it's much easier than it used to be. So we'll make sure that Show Advanced Encoder Options is unclicked. So the first thing that we're going to do is select where this video is going to be saved. And again, in the file requester here, we've got it saved in the same place where we pulled it out from, so we don't have to actually select a new place. Now, the first choice that we're going to make is the format, and it's going to be an MP4 file. The only reason you would choose MKV is if you wanted to have some, special DVD options and you were using QuickTime, you're on an Apple computer. So we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to have it be MP4 for the highest possible compatibility. And for the video codec, we're going to use H.264. We could use MPEG-4, and that would get rid of a lot of the options here and make it simpler, except that it's not as compatible and the quality isn't as high. So we're going to choose H.264, and that's going to give us better quality and smaller file size. We're not going to choose variable frame rate. In fact, we're going to choose constant frame rate because this is live video footage. If it was animation footage, we could choose variable frame rate. And we're going to choose constant quality. Now, Handbrake recommends an RF a quality setting of 21 plus or minus 1. Now, if you pull this bar to the left, the number goes up and the quality goes down. If you pull this bar to the right, the number goes down and the quality goes up. I'm going to choose 19 as the quality here. And the reason is that we have, remember, a lot of movement going on in our video, and we don't want to have any blockiness or artifacts sneaking in here. Now, because we've chosen constant quality, we don't need to worry about average bit rate or two-pass encoding or anything like that. The next thing that we're going to look at is audio. And under audio, it is chosen AAC, which is good. We want AAC. That's a better quality of audio than MP3. So we'll keep that. And the sample rate at auto and the bit rate at 160. If we go below 160, some people are able to notice that the quality goes down. But if we go above 160, it's very hard to tell that the video is any, or that the audio is any better than that. Okay, so that's audio. And there's only one other thing that we have to do, and that's click on Web Optimize. That puts the that makes sure that as soon as you hit the play button, the video starts playing. It's just some weird thing about MP4 files. And oh yes, I'm sorry. There's one other thing I forgot here. The picture settings. Now, right now, the picture settings are set to create a file that's going to be 4096 by 2304. And I said that we were going to create an HD file of 1920 by 1080. We do that by going up here to the picture settings and just typing in 1920, and it will automatically choose 1080. We'll keep anamorphic at loose and modulus at 2. And now we can see down here that we're 1920 by 1080. Output is 1920 by 1080. So, and we know where it's going. So all we have to do is hit start and wait a couple minutes. Okay, we're done. And now we can take a look at the video. So let's do that. Here is the waterfall MP4 video now. Remember, it was something like 700 megabytes before. Now it's down to 35 megabytes, and it's full 1920 by 1080. In fact, let's go ahead and click on it. Open it up here in all of its glory. See what we got. Nice and clear up here. The sound is, you know, just like it sounded before. I think we're in pretty good shape. So that's great. Now, let's close this up. And I told you that we're also going to make a version for mobile. So what we can do is, because this video is still loaded in here, we'll just call this mobile and make one little change here. We're going to go up to the picture settings and choose 640 by 360. Everything else is the same. In fact, the audio will be the same, 160 on the bit rate. The video will be the same, RF of 19. The video codec is the same. The format is the same. Where we're saving it is the same. And of course, it's web optimized. So let's start this one. All done. Let's open it up. Okay, Waterfall Mobile is down to 7 megabytes. And here it is at 640 by 480. Let's give a look. Now, if you're seeing this on mobile, this is going to look perfectly fine. Or if you're putting this on a website and you're not going to make your player, you're not going to let the viewer open this up to full screen size, this is a really, really excellent way to digitize your videos. And again, You know, the key to making this work is really to have a video player that allows you to include both both versions of the video so it selects the right one for your screen. And that's it for today. We'll see you at the next tutorial.